This is going to be my scanning for the week beginning with the 7th and ending with the 11th. We're going to go through the indexes, ETFs, and the day trading watch list. What I'm looking for is tight consolidations after strong moves. Also looking very interested in how volume comes in and goes out of stocks during consolidations and after big moves. Let's start with the ETFs and the indexes. So this is the dollar, huge downtrend. The time frame is the weekly by the 3-year. We'll see if the 89 area holds. Bitcoin got smacked and now it's finding a bottom, holding around the 30,000 area. I just want to see Bitcoin kind of consolidate more, but if you break it down and go to the daily time frame, you could see this little wedge. We do have room above if we break through that 40,000 spot, but the longer the stock consolidates, the bigger the move will be when it actually breaks. Crude looks bullish, very strong. The volume wasn't above normal last week, so that's something to note. But we did take out this critical 66 spot. So let me take it down to the daily. And I think crude just needs some sideways action. Cow. This is like the cattle and the meats. I'm looking for this trend line to break on the weekly. If we could get through 39.25, we could see 40s and above 40. 41 spot 5. It's nice to see the volume was strong last week. The diamonds, we've been going sideways, quite healthy action for a little bit, really what the index needed. When we get into the daily, we need to just consolidate a little bit and some healthy sideways action, ideally get a bit tighter while we continue sideways. Ethereum, same thing as Bitcoin. IWM, the small caps, the weekly looks beautiful. We've been, 15 weeks about just consolidating. The volume hasn't been crazy, but it has been higher than the last consolidation through 2019 to 2020. So if we do take out the 230 level on increasing volume, that's something to pay attention to. This is the Russell Growth ETF, IWO. Similar situation to the Russell. We're just healthy consolidation. We want to see a break of the trend line on substantial volume. If we get through 300, I'd be patient. When we see all this resistance around 318, 316, we got to get above that area really, or something we could pop out of this box, come back and retest the trend line as support. That would be a good scenario as well. JO Coffee, quite extended, very bullish move. Let me check the monthly. Yeah, I don't see anything. I think this needs some sideways action. And if it goes sideways, gets tight, then we could see a potential trade. But I wouldn't touch it when it's extended. So we look for gaps in stocks, and after a big explosive move, we want to see tightness, consolidation on lower volume, and after that explosive move and some tight consolidation on lower volume, we want to see volume come back into the stock to break out of the tight consolidation and ideally make some new highs. Great, delayed data, my Thinkorswim just disconnected. Have a sip of coffee. My whole internet went out. You know, some things I've been working on, if something's out of your control, there's no need to let your emotions get flared up. If you're doing something and an unexpected situation happens that is truly out of your control, you know, take your time and try to figure out a solution. That's the best thing that you can do. There's no benefit to speaking negatively over things that are completely out of your control. So I'll be patient. Hopefully this comes back. I'm gonna go fill up my water while this is hopefully reconnecting. We'll see. Cool, it's back. Okay. Moo looks really strong. We need some sideways action, but let me check the daily. Yeah. More sideways action preferred. If we can get over 95.16, it looks good. PALL, Palladium. I do have a position in this. The weekly, I'm looking for this trend line to hold right here. I bought risking off the trend line. And just looking for a move higher back up to 280. PDCE, this is like, it follows the heating oil future. And look at this nice consolidation, a strong level, and we gap right above that and a continuation through there. So for the next position on this, I want to see some sideways action, a tight flag of some sort on some lower volume, and ideally we take out those highs, have room to 50, 55, and 60. The Qs, we look not bad, but we're making higher lows on the weekly. That's a good sign. There's not really much to say. We just need to see some consolidation, or if we're going to take out the highs, we need to see the highs be taken out. Silver looks quite strong. I think it wants to break out of this pattern, but we're not here to predict, so we'll wait. Ideally see a nice breakout, a pullback, retest of the trend line, or a very strong move and then some tightness. SMH, very similar to silver. We just want to see a strong move through the highs and then a retest of the 258 or consolidation and getting tight above that level. Soybean, very similar analysis. I wouldn't say extended right here, but this is not a buying spot. We need to see some sideways action, or we break above 24.5 and then hold it as support. TNX, this is the 10-year Treasury Index. Looks like a nice consolidation. If we could get above the trend line, a good trade long. USL, we need to go sideways, quite extended. The VIX is, keep your eye on the VIX always. Very important just to understand what's going on with the volatility of the overall market. Wood, lumber, ETF, it looks okay. We're just heading downwards a bit. See if this 88 level holds. Consumers, or communications, my bad. Let's see if we take out the 79.3. You maybe retest it as support. Yeah. We break through, retest it as support, or we get some more sideways action, preferably. Energy, we're breaking out of a nice little pattern right here. Let's see. I would love to, if 54.5 holds as support, that would be good. Financials, very similar analysis. I want this 38.2, maybe that'll hold as support and we could consolidate right above that. What is XLI? It's the industrials. So I like this little pattern, some healthy action, but you see in this base, we want long bases. The longer the base, the more it's consolidated, the better the move is going to be. Alright, let's XLP. XLP looks beautiful over 71.7. That's some healthy consolidation. You got 4 weeks sideways, but like I said, the more sideways action, the better the move is going to be. XLU looks great on that trend line break. It's a little bit whippy, but it's some tight price action. And alright. So let's go over the day trading list quick. For the day trading list, I'm usually looking at the daily primarily. On the swings, the weekly is better. AL, I don't see anything on AL. On Apple, if we lose, yeah, but the odds of that happening, if we lose 123.6 has room to the downside, but yeah, not a high probability of that happening Monday. AB&B has a nice 3-day pivot right here. We get above 152. Usually AB&B is a bit spready, but that deserves to get written down. Wow, AMC is ridiculous. Maybe we'll see if 44 holds on AMC. Could be a potential bounce area, 44. AMD 82. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I think AMD has potential. BA is just a mess right now. What a mess. So many gaps up. That's, wow. We get some consolidation, a tight flag on VA. That'll be a nice trade. BYND looks pretty good. I mean, the spreads on this thing are usually quite bad. We need to see a little bit of consolidation, but if this thing gets tight Monday, Tuesday, it might have a very good move. DKNG, 51. I don't really love it. It's kind of loose consolidation. Facebook does look like it has potential. Yeah, Facebook definitely has potential. Let me see where this spot is. 338. Yeah. Facebook is worth watching. I don't like FUBU. INTC, no. IWM, if it could make a move over 230, it has some nice room. Not a fan of that, just because for my position size, the spreads are usually crazy. Facebook and Microsoft look similar. I'm just, they're both beta names. I'm going to stick with Facebook. Neo looks good. I like Neo over this pivot. Whoops. Yeah, that's a juicy one. It has a bunch of room, especially for the price of the stock compared to the amount of room it has to go. Nvidia's just been amazing. I really gotta keep an eye on this. If this thing continues higher, at this point I don't really want to take a continuation trade on it. I want to see a nice flag form. Python could continue lower, really, under 1015, but we'll see. There might be some cleaner short setups that form. The Qs look not bad over this pivot for a continuation move. See, so far I only have longs on my list, and if they gap down the market tomorrow or gap up the market, that could all change. When I'm doing research on a Sunday, I don't like to get too specific on the levels because they often do change. Riot definitely has room to the long side. So far I got a good amount of tickers for the day trading watch list. Wow, SPY looks great, really good. But, we might just, have more sideways price action. And you can't complain with sideways price action. You just have to know that there will be better days to trade, and you wait for those days, because when the sideways price action does break out, that's when you get the biggest moves. So that's all for the day trading list. I got ABNB long, AMD long, Facebook long, IWM long, NEO long, Qs long, Riot long. But tomorrow morning I might get some short setups as well. And I only have a few more minutes left, so I'll just go through the swing focus list. This APO looks wonderful. You know, we have weeks of consolidation. If we could take out this 58.3 pivot, it looks great for a move higher. You know, depending on the distance from the pivot, if it's less than 6% extended, I might take the first entry on the breakout, especially if it's a high volume breakout. But lots of times you could take the second entry on the pullback, because the best breakouts are going to pull back and retest the area. So you could see with this one, that's what happened as I'm speaking on it. You get a strong breakthrough, and then the next day you get a retest and then a push higher. So I did not take an entry on this name simply because I did not have eyes on it, but if we do get some tight flagging, it is worth watching for sure. BYND, it had some explosive gaps the past week or so, so we want to see a little bit more consolidation, but it has massive room, and when you see multiple gap ups in a row, it shows that there's some people, some big money interested in the ticker. CPE, let's see if we could break that 49 spot. Healthy consolidation, healthy breakout of the huge base, and yeah, it could continue higher. CUTR, you want to see just some sideways action. It needs a new base. KRNT needs a new base. OPRO, look at this thing. If this trend line breaks on a nice high volume day, you don't want to miss it. It's been going sideways for weeks and weeks and weeks. Similar to this, we need to see a tight base, some sideways action. NTCO, wow, what a runner. We need a tight base, some sideways action. Oxy, it's been consolidating. If it continues doing what it's doing, the move through that 35 level, 30 spot 5, correct? It has potential 32 and higher. PETQ, you want to see the trend line break. This one's going to require some patience for sure. PGNY looks pretty healthy, but more sideways action is preferred. It's been on really low volume lately. PLBY, we're looking for a trend line break on some increasing volume. The upside is good. It's been in a healthy little wedge for a while now. PM over 98.6. Want to see that increasing volume on the break. Q SPY. SSP, very similar. We want to see a strong move through the trend line. And we need to see increasing volume through that pivot. You could always take first or second entries. You don't need to be buying the breakout. You could always buy the retest. TCF, very similar. And TGH, we want to see consolidation. This thing needs to get tight. But I hope you enjoyed this. We went over the ETFs, the focus list, and the day trading list. I appreciate any future video recommendations, any tips, constructive criticism. I am a real person, truthful, and I appreciate honest feedback. I don't want some fluff. I don't want any fake emotional junk. Just, give me some honest feedback. I'm trying to share knowledge and keep getting better myself. So good luck this week. Let's make some money.